Well, it's getting close to the end of the year, isn't it? Christmas is coming. That means December 31st. And that's when a lot of these new programs are going to be over. So if you don't apply to them by then, it's your SOL. And you don't want to be that way because this is money and they're sitting on tons of money that they're not giving out yet. And they're just little weeks away. I mean, it's uncomprehendable in my mind. It shows you how screwed up our government is. They're trying to help, and they can't even do that right because it's complicated. Everything's more complicated. So you have to realize that when you're looking for something, everything is going to be much more complicated than what you think. You'd like it to be your way, right? But the world doesn't get up every day and say, well, let's make it Charlie's way, okay? Because Charlie's a good guy. No, man, they had so many other things. The reasons why they're doing things may be stupid to you and maybe really stupid, but they had to do it that way for some reason or other. So don't try to change what's there. Try to find out what is there. Okay, here are the big top 9 programs. Okay, dot, 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 dot. Okay, countdown. Number 1, and I'm going to have this report. So even if you're not a Let's Go Help member, I want to make sure everybody has this and where to find all the information. So I have the program and the main source to find out where locally. See, I just give sources, man. It's really about the source be with you. It's not that the application be with you because they're different, they change or whatever. You can't nail those suckers down. So you got to know the source. And that's what I do is make sure that the source is with you, okay? So here's the first source. To pay mortgage, rent, property tax. No, this is mortgage, property taxes, and home improvements and home insurance. So you have mortgages, okay, property taxes, home improvements, and home insurance all in one program. Where do you find it? Okay, here's the link, ncsha.org. Homeowner Assistance Fund. Okay, now that's an association that has collected all the information for every state. That's what's neat about our country. We're organized. You get 10 people doing the same thing, and they'll start an association or an app or a Facebook group. And that's where you can find all the states. Okay, so that's one. Second one. Okay, number 2, grants for rent and utilities up to 15 months. Still a lot of money, actually. And this will go out, too, at the end of the year. I just read an article, though, about St. Louis is going to extend it a month. So that may happen, but don't count on it, man. Use, the next couple of weeks as your deadline. Okay, where do you find that? Same place, that National Association of Housing Authorities is what it is. So that's the www.ncsha.org, and you want emergency housing assistance, okay? And they have that. Okay. Now, the other thing is the grant, $15,000 grant to businesses or nonprofits. Yep. It's already a customer told me the other day that he had an appointment to see his small business development center. And they said, they sent him an email, oh, we can't meet with you because you're a nonprofit. Now, that's crazy. Now, there's probably some doing that because they used to initially be for only for-profit businesses to help or freelancers and things like that. Nonprofits, they weren't helping, but that's changed, particularly in this COVID. All the big SBA programs include nonprofits. So why that program, which is part of the SBA too, Small Business Development Centers, they should be handling that too. And they'll all probably get there soon. But until then, you want to know about that. And that's the SBA and EDIL. Okay. So you want to go to the SBA and look for EIDL. That's a EIDL. And you get up to $2 million, but $15,000 grant. And even if you do want a loan, it's like 2-3% interest. So it's worth it. You pay off all your debt. Okay, $900 to pay for Wi-Fi. Wow, yeah, $900 to pay for Wi-Fi. Okay, and that's so you go to getemergencybroadband.org. Remember, all these lists are going to be. I'll have this report in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. Child tax credit, man. Now this is big. Child tax credit because this is $1,500 per child. Okay, with no children, a child tax credit grant. With people with no children, okay? People with children will get up to $18,000. But this is, so find out about that. I have a YouTube video there, and you'll see the link there. Or, go to IRS, and you're looking for child tax credit, no children, okay? Be sure to apply for the child tax credit with children. and that's huge. This is the program. People were getting $300 or more a month, or $200, $250, or something like that a month for the last 6, 7 months. Then in the January they have to apply for the other 6 months. So they were giving you the money ahead of time, kind of thing. So you want to apply to that. That's called a child tax credit. Now there's another very important, but now the child tax credit, remember all these tax credits, don't worry if you don't pay taxes. It's still, you still get it. You don't have to owe taxes. You don't have to pay taxes, so you still get it. So find out. And there's a lot of free tax help around. If you can't find that, 211.org or findhelp.org. Okay, $800 grant, $8,000 grant for childcare or dependent care. Now this income goes up to like $400,000. It's crazy in my mind, but that's it. And they give you $8,000 to pay for childcare. Okay, that's for this year. So for 2021, but you filed your taxes in 2022, right? January, February, in the beginning of the year, you file taxes and get that $8,000. It's up to $8,000. Depends on how many kids and or how many dependents you're taking care of. So that's it. So dependent care or child care, after school, before school, during school, or maybe you have a senior you send to a center during the day and things like that. Somebody comes in and help. That's all available. Okay, pay only $10 a month for health insurance. There's a lot of good, big benefits, man, on signing up for Obamacare. They cut the rates. A lot of people are getting it more free now. A lot of people are paying only, I think like 1 out of 4 people are signing up or paying $10 or less. Some ridiculous stuff like that. Okay, now here's one other thing is you should know is that even if you're getting Social Security or SSDI, most of all these programs you're still eligible for. So a lot of, I know my members are getting disability or Social Security, and they were, hey, can I still do that? Will that affect my Social Security? Well, here's a list of all the programs that do not affect your Social Security payments or eligibility. Okay, and I have the link in there. LinkedIn. Oh, that's interesting. See, like stimulus payments. Okay, unemployment insurance also includes regular unemployment insurance for this COVID stuff. Paycheck protection program. So you could have been getting, like I got Social Security, I got paycheck protection. EIDL doesn't affect Social Security. Food assistance, the coronavirus food assistance. Veterans Rapid Retraining Assistance Program. Funeral assistance. That's $35,000. Don't think twice about that. Rural housing assistance, education emergency relief fund. Yeah, if you're in college, man, go to your state financial aid officer. I mean, your college financial aid officer. They're getting tons of monies. Colleges are just giving, like up to $1,000 or $10,000 per student. So maybe 3,000, 1,000, 5. One college I just read about gave $10,000 to every student with that money. So that's what you have to be aware of. And the whole list is there. Go through it and check with the Social Security anyway, because there are always ifs, ands, and buts for anything. So you want to check with the horse's mouth. Don't believe me. Don't believe anybody else on the internet. You go to the government and check to make sure. And it's either the Social Security itself. They're pretty good. I mean, I've called them a bunch of times, and you could really get through. Sort of. I'm not always, but I call Comcast and I can't get through either. And also then if that doesn't help you, call your elected official and they'll go down and go through the back door. They have a staff that do that. Okay. So lots of money out there. They haven't spent it all. They're not organized enough to spend it. So you have to help these poor bureaucrats who can't make their loan quota or grant quota, I should say. It's all grants I'm talking about. Yeah, there was one loan in here because the EIDL is a grant and a loan. And that's why it's so confusing. You apply for a loan, but you get a grant. So that's why you see loan. I don't want to do that. No. Say what you think you know, you don't. And that's right. You got to find the source. Everything is about the source, not the application. The application is going to screw you up. All that, and you don't know, and you don't even know where they are, and they change so fast, everything. So remember, the source, I'll be with you. Here's a friend of mine, puts a little better than I do. Watch this.
May the source be with you.